City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people. This is a city I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every break. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ice Place while we roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoney, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm David, and I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion, and it's mine.
How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. Me and my hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
What's up, people? Yo, see what happens when you leave that thing on from yesterday? You don't need that. Get out of here. Beat it. Squirrel. Hey. Good morning. Aloha. How y'all doing? Welcome to the party. I am your content creation coach, Doc Rock, and today we have a fantabulous stream. We're going to have on my homie JP Hightek. I'm going to bring him in real quick. Before we do that, I just want to remind you, if you are brand new around these here parts, let the folks in the know that you're new so that they can give you the big Ohana welcome. If you are watching this on the replay, remember, you can always ask questions there too. We'll come back and get at them, make sure you get what you need. Also, let us know you're watching on the replay squad, just so that, again, we can bug you to make sure you be here on time the next time. Now, it's a global environment. We understand you might not be able to make the time zone. We are sitting out here in the middle of the ocean on that Hawaiian time. So, first of all, fam, thank you guys for being here. Big ups to my crew. I see all of my crew down in the chat. Let me just shout a couple shouties real quick. We got to say what's up to Simply Obs. You got JD out here getting things did. Mr. Jake is in the building. Mr. David is in here, who was just giving me crap yesterday on my semantics. Love you, David. Let's see. We got Kevin here. What's up, Teach? Good to see you here. I appreciate you, bruh. And then, of course, Mr. Jimmy Hicks is in the building. What's up, Jay? And then we got Mr. Camera Junkie in the building. Yes. Everybody is rolling through. Of course, you guys, Keely, she's actually doing some tournament in the Netherlands. Hup, Holland, Hup. That's my favorite national soccer team. Of course, and the Outlaws. You know how we do. Big ups, Keels. What's up, Sammy? Super Chat is in the building. And this JP Hightek. How the hell are you in the comments? You supposed to be backstage? No, I'm just joking. Let's see. Everybody's here. So the family is arriving. And without further ado, we're going to jump in real quick and talk to Mr. JP Hightek. What the heck? What happens when you press the wrong buttons there, Doc? There we go. How you doing, Mr. JP Hightek?
Hey, I think my camera, my microphone is doing something. So.
It just started that in the last 2 seconds. I was like,
2 seconds.
What the heck just happened? Okay.
Let me fix it, and I'll be right
back. We go, Mr. Hightek, get his situation situated. Hey, this is live streaming, folks. This is how it's done. And you know what? This brings me to a good point in the conversation. Something comes up in the community a lot, right? Where people are like, hey, I'm doing XYZ, and then this happened, and my whole day is ruined, and blah, 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 blah. It just happens, right? So what I want to remind folks is that if you're becoming a streamer, like the first thing you need to do is set expectations, right? Set expectations for your community, set expectations for yourself, set expectations for your guests. Things do happen in the middle of a stream. And it's not the fact that they do happen, it's how you roll with it when they do happen, right? When you come from it from the sort of streaming professional standpoint, you know how to roll with the punches. You got backup plans in place. You just pop, you do something else, right? If the info that you're about to bring to the ruckus is so good, at the end of the day, most people will deal with it, right? I was joking around on the Ecamm stream earlier today, and I was like, they were talking about people being afraid of the camera. So I had a legitimate question, and I see Heather sneaking in. What's up, Heather? Good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, it was fine all during the pre-show and everything, and it just decided to start popping. But you know what? That's what happens. And yes, Sammy is probably a Blue Yeti. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, they were talking about how people are afraid of being on camera. So I asked a serious, legitimate question. How is it that people are, quote unquote, afraid to be on camera when the majority of us, bar Sammy, never even had such a video camera, never even knew what this kind of camera situation was until like 10, 15 years ago. So the idea of camera fright, stage fright is a word you heard somewhere and you owned it and you applied it to yourself. Because if you ever watch a little kid, a dog, a bird, like whatever, there's no fear of the camera. They just walk up in there and they go like this. You know, they start looking around, trying to see who's that them, copying them inside the screen. So, like, one day you're reading something, hearing something, watching TV, something, heard a celebrity say it, heard somebody say that they're afraid to be on camera, and you applied that logic to yourself. But there is no such animal as fear of camera. This is a construct, okay? Because every other person that sits right in front of you, these are cameras, right? These things right here stuck into your occiput, they are, sorry, occiput's back here. I know, don't be funny. Those are cameras, right? Camera obscura, like whatever you want to call it. So if you're afraid of cameras, then you can't be seen by anyone. So if you've ever been in a room with another person, then you're not afraid of cameras. It's just BS. You're just making crap up in your head. So at some point, you're going to have to address it and then readjust it and then come back correct with a different conversation, because obviously you can't really be afraid of camera. I'm just saying, it's not a real thing. Let me check the comments and see what kind of ruckus you guys are bringing up. Everybody's saying hello to the wonderful Miss Heather. She's in here. Cool. JP Hightek. The Bush T will fix it. That's funny. Okay, JP's coming back. Dun, 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 dun. Then we say, boom, add right. That was not what I wanted to press, but since he's here, we'll see. Let's give it a unpress, and let's give it a test.
My
Check
mic.
Sounds
I
good?
cannot hear. All right,
We can hear
let's
you.
see.
We can hear you perfectly fine.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay,
You
so
can't hear me.
I
Check
cannot
your
hear
output
you.
on your system. So go
This
to your
is so
system.
strange.
Go to your system at the top. Oh wait, he can't hear me. Duh. I'm over here trying to tell him what to do. Check the system output, but yeah, dude,
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
All
we,
right.
we can hear you fully. I know what you did, JP. You did the same thing I did the last time I was on. So you have an extension, right? And when you
Yeah, I
got to go
do.
somewhere, you go like this. And then when you come
it
back,
out.
you're like, wait, I can't hear. I did that the other day, bro. That was super funny. I was like tripping. I was like, yo, I never have system problems. What the hell? I couldn't find out what was going on. Anyway, let me finish up what I was saying to these folks real quick. So the point being that, like, really, it's funny that people say that they're afraid of the camera when most people never owned the type of camera for them to be afraid of until like 15, 20 years ago when cell phone cameras started to become a thing. And then they listen to other people say that, and then they add that to themselves, and now it's a thing. So, hey, whatever. Now, back to the regularly scheduled program. First of all, let me kick JP out. Beat it. Wait, wrong way. Okay, and then come down here, and then, no, see, now I'm pressing the wrong stuff. There you go. Bam. There you go. Jean-Paul, what it is, tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. I am very, very excited to be here. My name is JP Hightek, Jean Paul. Legally, I go by JP. That's what it stands for. And I am a cinematographer, software developer, and branding expert. And so what I do is teach businesses, entities, ministries and entrepreneurs how to, elevate, have a better impact through high quality visuals, such as graphics, that make sense and really impact, or, high quality videos, like video editing with my background as a cinematographer, or live stream, which is what we do, on my channel, JP Hightek Reviews, with, teaching people through the Content Creators University, where we had Doc Rock talking about gear the other day. But what we do is, connect with one of the brilliant minds and, professionals in the industry, because I have a saying is the day you stop learning, you stop growing. So the philosophy behind all this is in the content creators, ecosystem, technology is always evolving, it's always growing. There's always something new to learn. So what we do is teach, all of us, I'm a student myself as well, as how to keep growing, how to keep being inspired and keep having a high, a proposition value, and having people connect with us and monetize the things that we're doing. So in a nutshell, that is who I am. That's what I do. Hopefully I didn't say too much, Doc.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so let me show you guys something. See, my crowd over here, they like to be troublemakers, and they don't understand. Whatever you did to your microphone, you're coming in heavy right, but you do come in on the left. It's not exactly mono. That mono is an exclusive feature for Heather only. So something in your mic is panned slightly 60% to the right. So that's what
Really?
it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
it's okay. Don't worry about it. Tell them to
right.
shut up. We got better things to do. They can't help themselves because they're a bunch of nerds, which I appreciate. My nerds, especially my brother and Luis. So I'm gonna put both of them in timeout. Wait, I'm trying to find Filmic Pro real quick so that I can show, because yeah, it actually comes in through the Rodecaster that way. There you go, and let's press that.
Hey, Doc, can you make me see the comments on my end here?
Yeah,
That would be cool.
it should be there.
It's not even showing on my end here.
Let's see. Let's go into interview mode, and guest web interface displays comment and viewer count. It's checked.
It's checked. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But why is it
it's one
being
of those
silly?
days.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. You know, let me pop this up real quick because my crew, I can't teach them to behave themselves. So, you see this? Okay, now talk to them, JP.
All right, all right. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? You guys can hear me just fine, right?
Yeah, see, it just panned. It's just panned. I ain't do nothing. That's just the way JP's mic decided to be. So anyway,
Right.
it's relevant. Let's go. I'm not. I'm not listening to them. They're a bunch of troublemakers. My crew. I love my crew. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about your journey. Like, what was it that made you decide to come back and dive 2 feet into getting into what is the space of YouTube?
Well, boy, oh boy. Well, one thing is a fact. I'm a creator, right? Whenever you're a creator, you always want to create, right? So before I came back, of course, I had a different YouTube channel that I lost when I reached 126,000 subscribers. And, YouTube updated their policies. And one day I got like 3 strikes and I was out. It was a nightmare. Yeah, that's what happened. Actually, I have a screenshot when I reached 112,000 on my desktop here. If somebody want to see it. But yeah, it was all tech, right? I used to do tech unboxing reviews, tech channel and all that. And I was enjoying doing that. But, if you're a content creator, you understand that, it takes a lot of work pretty much in order to release those things, those videos, whenever you have to unbox videos, review them videos and publish them. And what I've done is I've published a video every single day for 7 months straight, right? To, build that channel. And after that, it was, like 3 times a week and all that. So done that for several years. And after I lost that, in order not to burn out, I just had to take a step back and focus on me, which is building my company, building my brand, and focusing on my customers, things that, and all this was pre-COVID, right? So I was focusing on that. I turned my head towards something that I know will monetize what I do and pay my bills, because YouTube wasn't what I was, wasn't that my primary, source of income or anything like that. I was just doing it because I loved it. I love giving to people. I love sharing knowledge and things like that. So after, that was pre-COVID, and COVID hit and everything. So of course my focus was not even on coming back to YouTube or doing anything like that, right? I'm like, nope. And after, I bought a house this year, beginning of this year, and I was happy about that. And I discovered Ecamm. And actually I discovered Ecamm through LSP tours September of last year. And I fell in love with Ecamm. And the reason how I discovered Ecamm videos was because, I'm a, broadcast director for Reveal TV Network. And Reveal TV Network is a media company, and that has 5 TV stations. And so we were looking for, some features that our software that we're still using to broadcast wasn't giving us. And I was researching, I'm a Mac user, and I came across Ecamm software. So trying to understand, the intricacies and everything that surrounded Ecamm, YouTube, of course, YouTube University, right? And discovered that. And as I downloaded it, started playing around with it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. It can allow me to not only go live, but it also allows me to record content and do a whole lot of other things. So that kind of like ignited a love back towards content creation. And now I decided, okay, I'm going to come back, but not to do what I used to do, which it was tech videos, unboxing and heavily all that. No, I'm coming to now share my knowledge that I've, accumulated throughout the years as a branding expert, graphic designer and software developer, and professional live streamer, right? How to really take that knowledge of going from, understanding the colors. Cinematography is a completely different world, but whenever you merge those two and that you're doing in studio, weekly, often live streaming, that kind of changes things. So I wanted to bring that perspective because not everybody, I've seen, around most videos that and YouTube owners, they're not cinematographers. They're coming from a different background. So I was like, okay, this is needed because there's a different approach to it. Whenever you first think cinematography, for example, the microphone I'm using, going back to the microphone, I'm using the Sennheiser, which is completely different. This is a directional microphone, which is mostly used on set, not in studio. So what I didn't even purchase a brand new microphone. I simply used the gear that I already have to do the things that I'm doing right now. So again, different mindset there. And I don't have a microphone in my shot because a lot of cinematographers rather have the microphone outside. If you watch a movie or a show or anything like that, you don't see the mic in front of anybody, right? It's a preference style. I know the closer the mic is to your lips, the great it's gonna sound.
I'm gonna say, screw your freaking preference. Make it sound good. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
But to that point, I know what you do have in your arsenal, or you probably have in your arsenal, which I would prefer you switch to. You don't have to listen to me. Dun, ticka, dun, ticka, dun, ticka, dun. Then you can have it out of your shot, wear a black shirt, nobody sees it, and you sound 10 times better, and I don't have to listen to your machine fans.
Well, I do have that. It's actually
I know you
there.
do because you're a cinematographer, so you have that.
He's up there.
I know.
Up there on the
Every
shelf.
cinematographer has one, and this is a junk. No, I wouldn't say junk. I'm gonna take that back because I can't be gear bougie here. This is a fairly priced one at $50, and it's amazing. I've actually done reviewing this before. I bought another one because I gave the other one away because the other one sounded so good. But I have
What
a friend
brand is that one?
This is Deity.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I had a friend that needed a microphone, and I had another Deity VLAV, and she was trying to do some work, and I was like, you know what? This comes with a 5-meter cable, so it gives you room to move around your classroom. And then so I just gave her my old one because they're only $50. But like for the people, I just wish I could get more people to understand. If you want a mic out of the shot, unless you're going to buy a MKE 416, which is over $1,000. Every other shotgun under $1,000 sounds like ass. So I would rather them just pay $50 and buy this because it will sound way better than having anything. Now, if you got a Cine and you set it up straight, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? But also, most people don't have like M1s or machines without fans, and so that Cine, when your machine gets angry, will pick it up. Because
it is getting angry right now.
Yeah, that's just the nature of streaming. I don't think most people realize streaming is probably the hardest thing your computer will ever do. Like the absolute hardest thing that your computer will ever do. Like I actually have my other Cine my other Deity up there, and it's a dope microphone. It's an S-Mic 2S, and it sounds great when I'm outside mounted to the top of my camera. In here, all it does is reflect off all the things in my room. And what's funny is there's a gigantic piece of glass right there. So no matter how much soundproofing I do, unless I cover that entire piece of glass with foam or thick fabric or something, I will always have a reverberance. Right now, I cheated and I made it work a little better by filling it full of the Vader Nation.
Okay.
And then so because it has like 100 Vaders over there, actually, let me see if I bring this back. Does this work? Is it still there? Yeah. See, if I fill it full of the Vader Nation,
there we go.
Then it's blocking a large portion of the glass. And of course, there's, Master Chief right there, in case you didn't know. So like if you fill that entire thing full of something, it's helping to block the sounds that are bouncing off of that piece of glass. And so that's why I stuck that stuff over there. Everyone's like, oh, what'd you do with all of the guys back here? I put them there because the reverberance off the window was getting on my nerves. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is closing this whole window in with a piece of foam and just say, screw light. Who needs light? I got my light. I got artificial light.
I'm actually also, I've been thinking about it, like I said, it's a preference having it outside the frame, but I was thinking about, getting back onto podcasting, using, both the video, as a podcast at the same time. So in order to do that, I really need to upgrade. Of course, I don't have a terrible, but for professionals, we need to upgrade, to take some things out of the audio and have that crystal clear. Because I mean, whenever it's just a podcast, the only thing people can hear is your voice. So when it's video, you have, other things that can kind of help distract away from that, where it's not a big of a deal. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. I do have the arm and everything else. So I'm just thinking, okay, which mic to
because
get.
you bring up something that I think also is important to people that they just don't know. I think a lot of this stuff is important to you when you watch other people, right? And you don't know it's important to you when you watch other people because, well, you're watching them, but you're setting certain expectations in your dome because you're watching other people do their stuff, especially some of the people that you tend to enjoy their streams, right?
Right.
And then so what happens is you're setting an intention of when I get my stream to where I want my stream to be, I want it to be somewhat like this, right? And the people's like, wait a minute, I don't understand that. And I'm like, okay, so when you're a little kid and you start bawling, you want it to be Dr. J. Okay, I'm old. You guys are young. You guys wanted to be Michael Jordan, or you guys wanted to be Kobe Bryant, or you guys wanted to be Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, so when you go outside in the court, and you clown it, right? You over there do a little crossover, you throw the shot, yo, Steph Curry, bro, Steph Curry. You actually say that joints out loud. Okay, if we did that same thought process with our streamers, what you actually do, whether you say it out loud, you don't start your stream and go, hey, today I'm going to be Tom Buck, so I'm going to say a stupid joke first. you just come out and you start your stream, okay? So, but secretly in your head, you set precedence for what you want. You set precedence for what you kind of sort of want to do. So when you know that, you start to take conscious notes, right? So even your sound is attaching itself to a brand of, say, somebody else you heard. For me, that brand was Leo because I grew up watching Leo, right? Well, grew up in this space watching Leo. So that brand for having good quality sound, good guests, a certain look, a certain appeal, to me, that came long before even YouTube was good at streaming. I've been watching Leo from back in the day, another guy by the name of Peter Norton, Kevin Rose back in the days of Revision 3, Soldiers Knows Best. Like, those are the cats that, like, I wanted my stuff to get, like, when you get there, right? So for you, how do you explain to people that setting up your brand also has a lot to do with setting up your studio, right? Because you will have that Motown sound. See, that's a brand, right? So your sound is also part of your brand.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your branding is more than just colors and pretty images and fancy lines. And no, branding is an entire relationship. So and that's where a lot of people miss the boat when it comes down to branding. And of course, we're talking about impactful branding, because you can say you have a brand and start releasing things and you realize that there's no impact. People are not connecting with the things you're doing with your products, with the things you're saying, and that is because, again, the word is connecting, right? People will connect with people. So you need to understand that whenever you start and you thinking, the first question I ask my clients is, okay, I understand you want to start branding. What's your story, right? You need a story, and your brand needs the story. See, your story and the brand story needs to match. Like I said, it is a relationship. So why am I saying it's a relationship? Well, the targeted audience, it will be, you'll be going in a relationship with the targeted audience. So the first thing to ask yourself is that, what's the sustainability of what I'm trying to do? Like, do I see myself doing this or sustaining what I'm trying to start today for at least 5 years, for the next 5 to 10 years. In any new relationship, we first want to take the time to what? Study our partner, right? You don't just get into a relationship with somebody you don't know, somebody you never met, right? So first thing first, who is your targeted audience? Have you taken the time to study them? Because that will, yield certain things. That will make you understand what they will appreciate and what they will not appreciate, determine on the type of, audience you're looking for. And that will also impact and influence your brand and what you will be releasing. If you realize that, oh, this is what I like, but the public or the audience that I'm trying to present this to, they prefer this, the question is, will you be able to sustain what the audience prefers there? Of course, you don't lose yourself completely because your story matters. But in order for the audience to listen to you, in order for, in a relationship, somebody to want to listen to you, you need to present yourself in a way that is acceptable, noticeable by that person, right? Like they said that the first appearance is not everything, but first appearance is important. You will not show up as at a job interview or anything like that, in a very terrible way. Because depending on the way you present yourself, you'll either get the job or you'll be fired.
Yes. Okay.
Right, so
I want to know, Cosmic Carrie, like, what the heck is squid ice cream honey? I'm just curious. You just
I have
smashed
no
all
idea.
the.
What's that?
You just smashed all the buttons. Anyway, thanks for being here, Bob. That's hilarious. Eric, Viget, what's up, my brother from the other side of the planet? Now he's up late if he's kicking in with us right now. And Chocolate Twist Yoga here, CTY. Appreciate you, man. And Mr. Main says, Brandon encapsulates everything in your business, represents exactly the same. It's more than colors or a flyer or a picture. 100%, people. 100%. Like, people that know me know that my personal color, everything, orange. Orange. That's just how I would roll. Right, the Netherlands national team is my favorite, national soccer team, of course, besides the Outlaws. So, like, I love orange. But when I started this, I didn't want to just make it orange because I like orange. I went with purple because my deep connection to the Alzheimer's organization. So I thought it would be good. It's a good, nice color that represents well on television. It represents, it's not television, but you know what I'm saying. It represents well in the stream. It looks good. And yeah, it just so happens that I like it. Turns out a lot of people in our community like it as well. So boom.
Yeah,
I guess we all got Wakanda, and then it's dope. But what's up, Dev? Good to see you here, fam. So yeah, it's a great thing. So I really appreciate what you're saying, helping people understand a little bit more about their branding. I think there's a lot of confusion around it, again, especially when it comes to, like, oh, is it a logo? Is it a typeface? Is it a color? Like, I don't even think most people can explain their personal style.
Yeah,
when you say to someone, what's your personal style? Like, most people couldn't explain it, Yeah, that's a funny one. So, how do you help people? Like, say we're starting from scratch, and they have nothing brand oriented whatsoever. Like, they don't even know where to begin. Where do you think someone should jump off on their brand situation?
Absolutely. I'll do that all the time. So I'm glad you asked the question. Whenever we're building a brand from ground up, hey.
Tennis so lit, my man.
We appreciate that. Thanks a lot. So whenever we're building a brand from ground up, like I was saying earlier, the first thing we ask the client is, who are you? Who are you? Sometimes clients will be like, what do you mean, who are you? I'm asking you to, create something for me. You tell me, who are you? Well, here's the problem. People do not buy product. People connect with your story and who you are, and then they'll be interested in purchasing your product and in your brand. Okay? So you cannot separate the person from the brand. So we take your story, and once we understand your story, we ask you, okay, where are you trying to go with your story? Once you understand where you're trying to go, then we'll say, okay, now your focus should not be on your graphics. It should be on the entire ecosystem of your brand. What do I mean by that? Graphic design and branding is two different things. Three things that people get confused on, which is graphic design, marketing, and branding. Okay, those are three different elements, not to be mixed up, not to be confused. Your graphic design is a representation of your ecosystem. If you look at Apple, for example, Apple have multiple products, right? Each product are not identical to each other, but the brand stays consistent. Whenever you see an Apple product, you know this is an Apple product, right? Don't I know somebody might say, oh, well, the logo's on it. No, even if Apple were to remove their logo and you purchase an Apple product, you're using it, you will know this is an Apple product because Apple has a way of thinking, a way of walking, a way of feeling, right? You know, hold up. Are you sure this is not like a copied Apple product that you presented to me if the logo wasn't there? How do you know that? It's because of the ecosystem, the way it walks. You know this is it. That is how people can notice you, right? Like you can change the colors of your logo throughout the years or, you know, change the design. But the question is, can people still know that this is this brand? Or once you change your logo or your graphics, boom, you're dead. If you can die that easily, then you don't have a brand.
You're not even ready.
You're not even ready. Yep.
Oh, you know what's funny? Over the last couple of years, because they have had somewhat of identity crisis, Burger King has changed their master logo probably like every 3 to 5 years. It's been crazy. You can actually go back and do a search on like Burger King logos over, say, the last 30 years. And I'm telling you, I think there's like 10 of them, bro.
Yeah.
Like they keep changing it. And they haven't really scored an identity, but their overarching brand isn't gone anywhere, right? Because it's still Burger King. Like everybody know about that WAP, you know. My favorite thing to do at Burger King, by the way, I don't eat fast food anymore. I haven't for like 15 years. But one of my favorite things to do was go to the Burger King drive-thru and order a Whopper with extra WAP. He's like, excuse me, can I get a Whopper with cheese with extra WAP? And they're like, what? So you want a double Whopper? No, not a double Whopper. I want a Whopper with cheese with extra WAP. And they're like,
They're like, what are you talking about?
So the other fun thing, go there and ask to order McNuggets. Sorry, that was just being a Jack Weevil, but yeah. Hold on, the people in the Ecamm chat are asking me stuff. So funny thing, first of all, yes, gang, this hat is our Ecamm Pride Month hat, and so I really love it. It's dope. We're running a special over in Ecamm. You can get this joint for free. It's just going to cost you shipping. Shipping is like $5. And I got all of that info in the Ecamm group in the community. So pop over to the Ecamm community after this, by the way, and then show you how to do it. I'm sorry, I don't have the link at hand. Kayla will probably send it to me in a couple of minutes. And then just because that's how Katie and them roll. So yeah, I actually do love this hat. And we also got our new shirts, the Euromute Ecamm shirts. And then we got our Ecamm pillows. We were talking about pillows. We actually have orange Ecamm throw pillows because Kim Bucha, being the diva that she is, wanted orange Ecamm pillows, and now they exist. So that's a thing. Okay, so let me go back to Chocolate Twist Yoga because she had a dope question. Could you talk more about the steps in recommending studying your audience? That is a fantastic question. I like it.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that question. So, in order to study your audience, first of all, what you want to do is you want to ask yourself, okay, where does my audience stay? Where do they live? All right. So you have some audience that are not even on the web or they're not even on YouTube as much, right? They have a preferred platform that they want to always be. Now, if, for example, you were going to release a game, for example, well, guess what? You're going to have to study a specific platform and see, okay, where do they stay? Where do they spend most of their time? That will yield a lot of question out of that, right? Because whenever you see where they stay, you got to ask yourself, why are they spending so much time in this specific place? because there's a reason why somebody will be spending this X amount of time in X amount of place. It's because they're getting something in return from there. So from there, all right, so first of all, where do they spend most of their time? Because you want to meet them where they're at. Second, why? Right? Once you understand why. Third, how can I add to the conversation? Right? Because it is very hard to try to remove somebody from a platform or a place or an ecosystem that they've been using for the past 20 plus years. It's not impossible, but it's very, very hard to move them away from there and create your own new platform. Even if you want to create your own new platform, that means that you need to teach them new habits, because your platform is going to have new ways, new options, new habits. And, so second nature kicks in for everybody, right? And that's why some people stay, even if you want to buy a car, some people only want to stay within, certain brands, or they'll be like, okay, Japanese cars and all of that. There we go. So, some people will be like, okay, you know what? I just want American made brands, or whatever you're looking for, so that is, there's a reason behind it, right? There's the reason why, because, maybe for 20 years, they've seen how they've been working for others, their parents, and you started using, you bought your first car and you have a feeling for that. Now that you're in it, that's all you're looking for. So imagine if now you want to create a company, you want to, release your own car. Now you have a challenge, right? Like, you want people to buy into yours. So you got to go study that and understand why. If that's your target audience, you want to understand why, if you want to sell worldwide. So also, monetization wise, how are you trying to monetize your product? See, you don't start making money unless you've planned on making that money and it's not a surprise.
Ooh, yo. Two, I don't think they was ready for that. I don't think they was ready for that. Yes,
Right.
like when you, again, okay, so two things I want to say. Bringing up, because Maine put this out here. Maine was talking about, Mr. Jobs himself, and I lost my tab. Where'd it go? Okay, he was talking about Steve Jobs was intentional with his product and presented how it's made sure it understood how it made people feel, right? And then so, my thing is all about being about that life, being with the intent and the purpose. So somebody was talking about brand new merch. This is that new merch in the shop. You go docrock.live/merch. And I purposely pulled up the red one because of you and Keely.
Appreciate that.
You and Keely over here, this is mine over here. Boom, get some. So guys, if you're about understanding, I love my thing. You know me, part of my brand is helping y'all take back words that we say, but we don't really understand. Words are freaking powerful, yo. Words are freaking powerful. ... Especially the ones you say to yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people get that. I want you to grok that fully. Words are powerful AF, especially the ones you say to yourself. And then so one of my missions is taking back words when people flippantly say with all intents and purposes, or for all intents and purposes. Nah, fam, I want you to come in and I want you to do the work with intent and on purpose, right? I want you to find your ikigai, your reason for being, right? And with that intent and purpose, you can move the needle, right? No matter what you're doing, no matter what your case is, no matter if it's teaching folks about all the cameras out there, camera junkie, or, like helping people recovering from a severe life-threatening accident, Aubrey, or, helping people find their brand, JP, like whichever it is. But you need to come in and you need to create with intent and purpose. So JP's point about planning is very, very important. Extremely important. Like, man, that's
It is everything. I mean, is the heartbeat of your brand, is the heartbeat of anything you're trying to do. I mean, a lot of customers or clients will ask me, okay, I've been doing this for X amount of years and I've never really generated anything substantial. Well, the question is, what are you doing wrong? because I can guarantee you other people that have taken the time to really do the homework and study their target audience and plan for success. See, that's the thing. What strategy do you have for success? And I'm not talking about marketing, right? Paying Facebook or any platform or say, okay, promote my product. That's not what I'm talking about. If you were to take all that out of the picture, what strategy do you have for success? Wise man once said that it's easy for somebody to discover you, but it's hard to keep that person with you. Right? Because what? Somebody can discover your product and discover your services by accident. Right? Okay, I came across this. But the retention value proposition is going to determine everything.
Mm-hmm.
So have you planned for that? There are certain things that you can swing. There are certain things that you can improvise, but you cannot improvise success. Success is something that most of the time, and my camera is doing some funky
Nobody
things
cares.
here.
It's actually better when it's blurry because your ass is ugly. I'm joking.
Yo,
You got
but
it covered,
success,
bro. You
like I
got
was
the
saying,
magic trick, right? Bald, bearded, and bespectacled. That's the
Hey.
triumvirate right there. We just got to
Hey,
get
you
Jermaine some
already know.
glasses so he can join the crew.
Hey, with the black edge, you already know that's
the
how we
secret,
rock it.
bro. That's the secret.
No, but honestly, okay, let's be practical. Okay, you're trying to do content creation. You're trying to start a YouTube channel. You're trying to build an audience. Okay, your habits that you will have when you have 100,000 subscribers starts now. Not when
True.
you have 100,000 subscribers. It starts now. You only get what you attract, right? Is whatever audience you attract, that's what you're gonna get. Don't think, oh, I'm gonna start doing things in this way. Whenever I get 10,000 subscribers, why should I subscribe to you today?
Oh, so that's the
See-
thing. Okay, bruh, that is the thing. Hold up. I just got to wake people up and just listen. If you start out now pretending like I'm streaming to my 5 people, when do you start changing it to pretend like you're streaming to 5 million? Because if you wait until the 5 million show up, you're going to look like you're still streaming with like 5 or maybe 50. You got to come out from the very beginning with that intentionality of being at whatever point you want to be, right? When there's some little kids on the ball court start out, again, I'll just use basketball. Some kids start out on the court dribbling, clowning, and they're saying that they're copying Steph Curry. And then there's other kids that step out there and say, "Nah, fam, I want to be Steph Curry." Right? So when they wake up in the morning, like, mom is irritated. As soon as they finish breakfast, pow's Hawaii word. As soon as they're finished breakfast, they're out back to gang. They're just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, right? They walk to school, bouncing the basketball. They walk home from school, bouncing the basketball. There's sometimes, before the teacher rolls in, they're in class bouncing the basketball, and everyone's irritated with them. Until next thing you know, they're in the Final Four NCAA, and they can be like, "Oh, that's my friend. I've been down with him since the beginning. Blah blah blah." But see, that kid came with the intent, and that kid came with the purpose, right? If you watch the Tiger documentary, bruh been putting since he was 2 years old, like 1,000 balls a day since he was probably like 10 years old. So when he opened up his closet, and he looked. Red shirt, red shirt, red shirt, red shirt, red shirt, black slack, black slack, green jacket, green jacket, green jacket, green jacket, green. Why? Because Tiger been putting since he was littling. Like, he already knew that vision and that focus, which is why when he's 3 years old on the Dick Cavett show and he knocked the long putt, the whole planet is like, "Oh my God, look at this cute little kid." Because he came with that intent. Now, I'm not saying go burn yourself out like Tiger, but there's a certain amount of conversation about doing things with intentionality. And so I'm over here preaching to my people who swear they want to get better, but I don't see y'all practicing. I see some people practicing. I see freaking Kirk Nugget every other couple of days. Here's a random live stream. I might delete it. I'm just practicing how to do something. He always practicing, right? I see people in the community that are posting, stuff, always practicing. You're not going to get it unless you press go and start to practice. So it's okay to, so let me get into this. What are your feelings on brand What are your feelings on brand fluidity? Dang, I can't say brand fluidity. Like when you change your brand and like how do you know and how do you warn people and take them for the ride? That's what I'm trying to say. English is
I hear you. Well, first of all, you don't make certain major changes without somewhat, informing your followers, right? You don't make a major change. For example, you don't always wear black for a year and one day wear white. Everybody's going to ask you what happened. What you do is you start telling them, I've been thinking of maybe wearing white. What do y'all think about it? Or we're trying new things. So we might introduce, white into the brand. And you still have the black, but maybe once a week you wear white. They're going to ask you what's going on. So you start a conversation where slowly they started noticing that, okay, you're wearing white, right? And now from there, one day you say, okay, we've decided after trying, white for so long, the feedback, for example, let's take Ecamm. Ecamm will have a beta version. As a matter of fact, on Facebook, you have the Ecamm official group community and you have the beta group, right? Why will Ecamm have a beta group? What's the importance of that? I know it's not the most popular thing to discuss, but beta phases is crucial for the official releases, right? So you need to have a beta phase for everything you're doing. You can't just go from black to white or white to black without, testing the waters because, again, this camera's doing worse things, but again, you don't know how people will react to the new way of doing things, right? That's why introducing the beta phase will tell you how it might go, how it may not go. And from there, you will make a decision later if you want to push it or if you want to tweak it. I can guarantee you, as a software developer myself, whenever we'll do a beta test of anything, during that is when you test. Failure is the best friend, right? Like you want to see the breaking point or what are the errors or what are the problems with this? Because you may think that, oh, this is going to be amazing. People are going to jump all over it. And once you do the beta testing, you start seeing that, oh, there's a lot of problems with it. Well, that's why the beta phase is for you to really tweak things, correct things, and make things, officially ready. And once it's ready, 90% that once you publish it, and that is the new official way, people will embrace it because you will have already corrected all the potential mistakes, the potential problems and things that might cause it to fail. And again, that's going back to the same thing, the strategy for success, intentionality. You were intentional through this, and now that you release the official thing, it is a success because you respected the phases.
Okay, so I got to cover some comments because it's just funny. Rob reminded me that when I said about the Dick Cavett that nobody's going to know what that is because you guys are too young. Okay, Rob, you got me. Let me jump on some stuff. And Jermaine, I see you, bruh. I see you. Yeah, we got
Jermaine.
one. We always get one of those victims that just ain't feeling it. First, Knicks fan, I'm going to cover you in a second, but let me tell Carrie, because she comes a lot. Let's do a couple things, Mom. I need you, just for me and for you, I need you to take that word need, and I want you to erase it real quick and change it to going to. I'm just keeping it real. That's it. Just some small little shift. I'm all about shifting the way we speak because, again, words are powerful, especially the ones we say to ourselves. Now, you just confessed to the world not the world, okay, my 5 people watching, but you confess to the LGO family that you need to step your game up. No, say, I am going to step my game up. It's just a small difference in verbiage, but now you have an action, and every time we see you, we're going to question you. What's up? Are you on your game? Are you working your game? Are you working your game? And then you're going to get tired of us bothering you, and you can be like, damn it, yes. And then now your game is stepped. See? So I just want to put you into progress, man. That's all there is to it. Now, Knicks Fan TV. First of all, congratulations on the Knicks waking the freak up. Let's talk about it. Yeah, so what I did, if you go back, I mean, we're talking like barely a month ago, because I did this like 3 weeks ago. You can go back and you can see in my lighting situation before, I had Philips Hue sticks. They're called play bars, and they were fine. And then one day they weren't. They started like rolling in my background. It was driving me crazy. Even like Kevin and a couple other people in the stream was like, they can't see it. I could see it on my camera. It was hurting my face because the lights were just doing this. So I pulled those guys out of the back, and I went with dedicated video lights. I love my brother Tom Buck because he's also very correct. And it's one of those things that as a video person, I already knew that, but I was trying to go, you know, without doing it. Turns out it's roughly the same cake, so should have just went there in the first place. 2 in the back, 2 back there are these Aperture MCs. I bought a third one because I wanted a little bit more skunk, right? So these are Aperture MCs. They're roughly $90. It's basically RGBWW, red, green, blue, white, white. It can pull off all kinds of colors. They're super bright. And my favorite part about them is they can be controlled by a telephone app. So I can open up a phone app real quick, and I can go in here and press a button and make a single change and change my entire look back there. And the other thing that I did besides those 2 is the bulb version right there. That is known as the Aperture BC7. It is a light bulb version of the MC. Identical lights otherwise, other than the shape. But now I just hit a button, and then we get O-Rang. You know what I'm saying? So like with a couple little switch, and I can just hit it again, switch it to blue. I can be like, you know, JP and pull a solid red. And then I have a little preset set for myself. And so all I got to do is pull it back, and I can get right back to where I was. Like super simple to do, right? And then on the sides, which you can't see, but if I pull one of these, press, on the sides, I have filler tubes. Oh, it's off. That's weird. Anyway, so I have this filler tube right here called the Pavo tube. And it's basically a light like this that also acts as my lighting. So the main thing I did, Mr. Knicks Fan TV, is I lit myself. I get myself covered exactly how I want to be. Once you have yourself lit properly, you go back in and you start adding your fill. And then when you add your fill, not to be confused with Uncle Phil, you go like that, boom. So when your lights are all set up, then you get back into your position, and then everything looks good, and we catch JP drinking some water. I guess I should have looked at the little icon down here first, but yeah, it's just a matter of combination of Nanolite Pavo Tube 6Cs. There's 2 of those, and then there's going to be 3 Aperture MCs, and then an Aperture BC7 bulb, and any practical lights will do. My boy Jermaine in the comments, and other boy homie CJ, Charles Jackson, they use regular small bulbs. Mr. Camera Junkie, he did a dope stream the other day using something like these. This box right here is $20, $24 actually, and these are General Electric, like Bluetooth oriented smart bulbs. And so yeah, 20 bones, and you might be able to get away with it. My camera, my crappy electrical system here on the island of Hawaii was not a fan. It kept doing all kind of weird stuff. So I decided to be like, nah, I'm going to just go a video light where I don't have to worry about that being a problem. And then we're good to go. So yes. And again, practical light. Once you got your proper exposure from your main light, then you can play with your practical lights to get them how you want. JP has wonderful little splashes of color behind his head, behind his chair, you know, doing various things, and these are dope. See that little ball back there? That's like a $25 ball on Amazon, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like pretty dope. I like what you did with having your computer back there. I similarly, I can't speak English, similarly got my computer back there. Old iMac, 2009. Some people like, I can't use this anymore. It's slow. I'm like, this is a dope decoration. So
yeah.
just throw an animate on there and call it a day. What else? JP got all kind of cool things. He got these nice ball speakers back there for when he's, twerking in his
Wow,
office. You got a nice flash of light back there by the Xbox, and it's cool with the red and the green. And is that master fill from the side your window? Your actually outdoors window?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, that's dope. That's dope. Now, people, if you're going to pull outdoor window light in order to bless up your streams, I will warn you, be careful. Understand your camera and your exposure triangle well. I don't have to explain none of this crap to JP because he's a cinematographer. He knows, right? But if you're unfamiliar with exposure triangle, a lot of people will be like, you know what? I'm about to get mad, but I'm going to get heated. But just trust me, I'm coming from the dock position, okay? You don't really need to spend any money. You can do this on a budget. All you need to do is post up in front of the window and then do your video with natural light. Natural lighting is best. Yes, all professional cinematographers, photographers, videographers would tell you natural light is the best light you will ever get. ... When you know how to control it. If you are a brand Nubian, all for one, brand Nubian. If you're a brand Nubian and you know nothing about controlling that natural light, if you do not know your aperture, your shutter speed, and your ISO triangle and what that means, you probably need to stay the hell away from natural light. You probably need to step the back, guard your grill. Don't be wrong, the can be still. Like, she not ready.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
if you
said
understand
something
the
very
exposure
important,
triangle,
Doc.
you're good. Go ahead, sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, I like what you're saying because this is something that some of my clients that I help with, proper exposure for their studio. This is something that, the average person that doesn't have a certain professional background do not understand. Sunlight is great, okay? It could be your best friend and your worst enemy because is the most unstable, inconsistent type of light you will get. Now, in order to get the best lighting setup, you need a stable, consistent lighting. Okay, and that is a big deal. For example, I have my daylight from my window, but what you guys don't know is I also have a film, right, that I can put on the window depending on what time of the day
To diffuse it.
So, it will shade it out because certain time of the day it will be too harsh. So my background will look blown out. Okay, so I have something to put on there. I planned it already. I'm intentional, and I know, okay, before going on the live stream at 2 p.m., this is what I need to do. I need to put this on there before I sit down. And I know it's going to be consistent for the next 3 hours. And I know starting 4 p.m., 5 p.m., I got to take it off because I know how the light goes. All
The
day you have
angle
to be
drips,
intentional
yeah.
about it. Yep, you have to be
Yes.
intentional about it. Or you close the window altogether. At a certain time, everything is gone. You just shut the source of light, and you only use the stable lighting you have in your studio environment. So if you do not even have any, or let me say enough lighting in your studio environment, if your key light is the sun, as a beginner, it can be permissible. But if you do not have the intention of purchasing a major, proper key light, then that is a problem because you will never get a certain image quality and your videos will be very different one from the other. And let's not even talk about LUT, skin tone, colors that you have, understanding the combination because there's something called primary colors, secondary colors. There's a reason why, I have red and blue and a little bit of green in my background. I know what that does in visuals. If you do not understand those things, you can learn them, but you have to
No,
learn
it's
them
because
in
you're
order to
an
choose.
actual African and you need all of them colors. I'm teasing, bro. So,
I hear you,
dude,
man.
like June is correct, right? Natural light is so much bomb, but you really, really need to control it. Oh my goodness, family! Look who showed up. What's up, D? Good to see you here,
Hey,
brother.
D.
You talk about a man who gets down and actually knows everything about everything. This guy's a genius. one of the people that really got me focused on wanting to dive in and do it from the live streaming perspective was Mr. Speaking of Steph Curry, we got Dan Courier. It's close enough. It's close enough.
That's a good
like
one.
we in there. Hey, Knicks fan, let me explain something to you real quick. All right, let me answer your questions real quick. Not a fan of the word should. Okay, you're new to this channel, so let me explain you. I post these videos every once in a while, and on my list of videos to make for the week is words to take out of your mouth. Should is one of those. I can't stand that word. I try to remove all of those limiting belief words and just throw them away. But let's say if, because I don't want to put my thoughts in your head. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you, right? If you were to take the ring light and from the front and scrap it and switch to 2 soft boxes, it probably will look better. I personally, Doc Rock personally, big nose guy, big melon guy, glasses. I cannot stand direct front lighting. I think direct front lighting looks horrible. Like absolutely freaking horrible. I hate it. It's made for girls pretending to be cute on Instagram, putting on makeup. Other than that, no. Like, if you go into any photography studio, if you go into just about any place where people are trying to put characters in people's face, the most common lighting in character is Rembrandt lighting, which is what I'm pulling off right now. Big, fat, sun replicant softbox, 36 inches around, about 18 inches away from my face. Actually, about 28 inches away from my face. Shooting across at a 45-degree angle. Now, it can be anywhere from 60 to 15, but it shoots across the face. What it does is it puts this little bitty shadow here, and it creates a small triangle under your nose. So some people call it butterfly lighting. Some people call it Rembrandt lighting, because if you look at a Rembrandt painting, that's how homie painted, right? He painted with the idea that the sun was shooting across your face. And then this side right here would just be all shadow, and I would look like, half face. So what I do, for me, my second light is not at full blast. It's way the heck over there, but it's on just enough to put a little bit of shadow where I put my finger in my face. You can see a shadow. That's coming from a tiny little softbox way over there, just enough to fill in, because I am dark complected and I have the beard. And I have a big ass nose again. So by adding a little light on this side of the schnoggin, like I am Humpty Dance, bro. Look. I am Shock G from the Humpty Dance all day. So because I'm controlling the snoogin, I put a little light over there to fill that in. And then the one thing that you probably cannot tell, but there is a light. See the edge of my hand right there? See how there's a light right there? Because I have a hair light, even though I have no hair. But see the hair light right there? I can't draw a circle around this thing on my melon. So that hair light, what that does, Mr. Knicks Fan TV, is it separates me from my background. The way JP is side filling his face from his window, because he's using the sun, it's also separating him from his background. So his key light is covering all of the sexual chocolate, and then that kiss on his cheek is coming from Helios himself out the window, and it's filling in. But because it's such a big softbox, which is what we're doing with softboxes, which is why you see all the quote-unquote pro guys have the giant parabolic dish with the white scrim in the front. That's because that's the best replicant of Helios. There you go. So yeah, that's
Well answered, Doc. Well answered. I like that.
His other question was, any recommendations for a 6400 DSLR? First of all, I will always fix your nomenclature, because I want to make sure that you can find what you're looking for. So Sony a6000 is a mirrorless camera. It is not a digital single lens reflex camera. And I know it sounds semantic, but it's important, because when you go to search for information that will help you on your journey, if you're asking the question wrong, you will get wrong answers. And it's not your fault. Many people just think, camera, lens, DSLR. No, it's a mirrorless camera. It's way smarter. It's way better. It's way cooler, way lighter, and it's a Sony. So the thing that you're looking for, though, is probably, depending on your distance, again, these are recommendations based off of me guessing. I'd have to see your setup. For most of us, it's the Sigma 16 1.4. If your camera is at a little bit of a distance, say past 30 some odd inches, then you're going to go to the Sigma 35 1.4, and then if your camera has to be really far away because of your room setup, then you're gonna go to the Sigma 56 1.4. But yeah, somewhere in the Holy Trinity, you'll get the dope lens with the sweet Bocalicious.
And
My
it's also
body's
good
so
to add.
Bocalicious for you, babe.
It's good to add to that 1.4. Why 1.4? Because the lower, how can I put it easily for you? The lower that number is, the more light the lens is getting into the frame, which means that the less lighting you will need, and the easier will be for you to color correct your scene whenever you're selecting your color balance and everything inside your camera. So it just gives you a nicer image quality. And also this lens, what it does is, because it is a wide angle lens, I'm talking about the Sigma f1.8, Sigma 16 millimeter f1.4, I'm sorry. The reason why it's so dope is not only is a wide angle lens, but it allows you to have the bokeh effect, right? Like, my background is not 100% sharp. You can see it, but it's slightly blurred, right? And it allows you to do that. Not every lens allows you to do stuff like that. So if you're looking for also having a bokeh effect or a blurred background, and you being mostly in focus, then you also want to think about those type of lenses as well.
There you go. First of all, we got to say welcome and give a big aloha and ohana welcome to the healthy bearded. First of all, we're here for it. Bald, bearded, and bespectacled. And look, so JP and I, our beards look like before and after. Because his joint is like blue, black, crispy. My joint looked like I threw up Santa Claus. So there's that. But thank you for coming. I really appreciate you here. We can always use more facial forests around here, so that's bomb. And yes, Chocolate Twix Yoga, rest in peace, Shock G. Seriously one of my favorite creators of all times. And my brother June, has a fantastic statement. For those of you, the most question about your ring lights is knowing why you bought it. I know what most people did. They did the same thing I did. I'm a professional. I know better. I bought it because it was on sale. I was like, yeah, it might come in handy. And it was like, I got, the ones that's like 150, I got 2 for $61. So I bought it. And I was like, maybe I use it as a film. Maybe I use it from special effects. Maybe I would use it for what it was kind of intended for, shoot product through, because I was doing a lot of product shots, So, yeah, that's what I originally bought it for. Then I started using it to film myself, and I'm like, yo, bro, this is stupid. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like the ring light that much.
Can't stand it. It just has a thing. Now, hey, Chocolate Twist Yoder, since you, like me, are both chocolate and of a certain vintage, you'll remember the song, If I Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda. That's what folks always say. So that's why I don't like that word. Don't like woulda, coulda, and shoulda. Just, I learned that from my grandpa eons ago. Try to get rid of that word. Yo, coffee, what? You saw DU in 92? Man, I love Do What You Like. Do What You Like. I'm going to get a content straight. Let me stop. Everybody's bringing up this stuff. Hey, okay, done. Charles, yes. If it's not broken, yes. 400 for an A64 with a kit lens, yes. I actually done a stream to show people how to pull this look off with the kit lens. It can be done. Your bokeh won't be as tight because the kit lens is an f3.5 and it's a floaty f3.5 to 5.6. So you're going to have to be able to put your camera as close to you as possible and remain focused and be locked in at 3.5 to pull this off. But you can kind of do it. So
you need a lot of light too. You need more light than if you were using a
metric F-ton of light.
A lot of light, yes.
Hey, Callie lurking and working. And so here's the best part. Now we have Callie and we have Kali, and they're both spelled the same way. So y'all get on my nerves. I just like the way her hair matches the color of my banner. Come on, son. I'm here for it. Hey, you're welcome, Nick's Fan TV. By all means, subscribe to the channel and join the group. If you come in the Facebook group, we have lots of people here to help you, figure it out. And many of our people are good. Your camera questions, your boy Luis in the chat, that's my G. Follow his channel. He's super, super good on all things camera oriented. He's about it. He's about that life. Really good guy. Oh, dude. Hey, Dan, you know what got me stuck right now? I've been seriously looking at the Sony, brand new Sony 14 millimeter f like 1.2. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I'm like super wanting that lens. It's crazy. I think the reason why the Canon one is called a 24 or the Micro Four Thirds is called a 24 is because their crop calculation is different from Sony. But it's at the end, I think the visual look is roughly the same though. But yeah, the Sigma lenses are great. And yes, right, Kevin, that is an absolute steal. That is a steal. Okay, so just checking. The family is saying welcome to the new people. I appreciate that. Here we go. Mr. Rob, thank you for reminding folks about the Drop Squad. We do our membership group, have our weekly calls on Saturdays. It is an absolute blast. JP, I will send you a link if you want to come and kick it with us one Saturday. We have so much fun in that group. We're all learning. And what's funny is because although I'm teaching the YouTube and the content creation side for these folks, many of the folks in my group are subject matter experts in other parts. So we get to like ebb and flow and share. And it's a blast. And Rob will call us from Disney on his quick trip back to the hotel to rest his feet. So
nice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, I am glad Dan brought this up because we had this conversation yesterday in the stream. I too, Dan, brother man, let me explain you something. In my studio right now, I didn't have a green screen because I was trying to, quote unquote, do what all the pros were doing. So just like you just said, I went as far, and you guys can't see it no more because I fixed the office, but I went as far as to paint like a large portion of my studio green. Okay? Like it is pure ignorant. Okay? You guys can see in the corner back there a little bit, but this whole side was green. So I used to shoot, man, one thing about iPhone camera, you can't touch the lens. There you go. This whole side of the room is green. Everything behind this giant cabinet is green. And what's up, Baymax? It's all green because I'm with you, bruh. I'm like, I'm going to be like the pros. I painted like the entire freaking place green. And I thought I was going to make, the kind of videos like the pros did. I did the green thing. After I painted the room, by the way, I used the green thing, I'm going to say about 5-6 times. And then I was like, yo, this is absolute trash. I'm over this. What I'm going to do instead is clean my freaking room and then just, shoot like a person with the clean room. And then that solved everything. So hold on, I'm trying to find y'all a video to make fun of me because even smart people do dumb stuff sometimes. Okay, so here you go. This is when I was insane in the membrane. and what you don't see from these two, this was my hair light, boom, touching on the back. This is over here splashing the door. I had in the side this little black area right here. These are other box lights which are up in the ceiling. I had like 5-6 lights on this wall to try to get it to pull off a certain look so that I can, do what I thought I was doing, right? Now, the video did good. It's got like almost 30,000 views or whatever. But like this whole whack, fake green screen look, bruh, it was pure ignorant. And then when you come here, as I look at like a different video, you'll see me down here in the corner. I actually have it covered in black because what I ended up doing was saying the heck with that green wall and erecting a black curtain because the black curtain looked better than that stupid halo that you were getting. And I know how to light a green screen. Like there's a metric crap ton of work to lighting a green screen. So the amount of people that quote unquote listen to the pros and buy a green screen thinking that they're going to do, I don't know, something fantabulous with it is borderline crazy because it doesn't really work the way you think it works. It ends up looking whack AF and it's not pretty. And yeah, I could go on.
Yeah, I mean,
I could totally
it's
go
not
on.
the best. It's not the best route to take. I mean,
you really
green
have to know what
screen
you're
is
doing, right?
extremely hard to properly light And whenever you use green screen cinematography, we're intentional about creating a camera trick, right? Like we want to create an effect, a camera trick or something that we cannot easily have access to in real life. So we do not use the green screen to be lazy or to replace, because you're gonna end up doing way more work than you will have if you had just taken the time to go on set and go to the location. So because it's hard, you want to make it look realistic. That's the part. Not only you want to be able to remove the green screen perfectly, you want to make it look realistic. Very, very realistic. Look at
And
that.
does this look realistic? I'm gonna say,
man.
capital hell no.
Not at all. Everybody knows that it's green screen.
Bruh, like, what did you think he was doing, fam? And then, like, I did it good, though. I mean, you can see I don't really have a much problem inside my, in my head, in my lights, in my glasses. Like, I got a good job of pulling off in the glasses. But where it's funny, why the hat was looking weird, I used to have to put duct tape on the bottom of the hat, or gaffer's tape, because the bottom of most baseball hats is green. You know what I'm saying? Because of the field.
Yeah.
Right? So the bottom of the most baseball hats, the bottom is green because of the field that you running on. And then so I always ended up having to tape up the bottom of my hats because they would just look weird. Like, even when I got it right, I can see the green halo. And then
Yeah,
my boy
it's still
Jerome,
there.
it's very hard to white balance when you have a mixed race couple on the screen. No, not Jerome and I are not like this, my best friend, but same thing. And he is transparent white. And I am slightly red black, so like trying to white balance us was just horrible. And I had those idiotic gamer glasses back then. Yeah. Thank you for trekking me down memory lane of my crappy videos, Dan. I just gave you good recommendations as to how cool is Dan, and Dan is like, hey, let's look at some of Doc's trash videos.
That was fun to watch, man.
No,
I
it's
didn't even
not.
know you had all that going on. Now
Oh,
we go
my
back to your
goodness.
channel and
Yo,
scroll
me and
back,
Miss D-
go back in the day.
Yo, me and Miss D, we took it all the way back to like '07 the other day. We were looking at some hot trash I made back in the day. But yes, it's funny. It's super, super funny. That is crazy. Yo, Mr. Tanner, let me explain to you, my brother. There's a fantastic question. My personal opinion right now, this is the dopest thing on the market for people who want to be able to not just stream, but also take it out in the field and go around and do some running around in the field. But this is one of my absolute favorite cameras. And Tanner, you can yell. Well, you good. You my G, so you can yell. He said, I'm about to hire JP to make a proper LUT. One thing I will remind everyone, not that James is not there, but one thing I want to remind everyone, you cannot add a single LUT until you're properly white balanced, color balanced, and light balanced first. You got to have exposure correct. You got to have your white balance correct. And then you got to have your basic colors correct. All the lookup table is going to do is say, assign this color to a different color. So if this color is not representing itself right, the science behind shifting it to another color won't work, because the LUT will be looking for, let's just say the LUT is looking for the yellow in this Topo Chico, and say on your camera is representing as orange, the LUT won't work because it can't find the original color to look up in the lookup table. Get it? LUT, lookup table. It can't find the right color to look up. So it's looking for a very specific yellow. It can't find it. Doesn't work. And then you're gonna be like, JP, your LUT suck. No, your exposure sucks. Exposure
No, I mean, I'm
perfect,
glad you
color
said
balance
that.
perfect. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because one thing that I do with my clients is, before I even create the LUT, I always have a video session where we go through their lighting, making sure everything is properly color corrected, everything is properly lit, and then we capture that raw video. And that's what I use to go create the LUT. I don't just, because it got to be properly created for your proper lighting, your proper skin tone, your proper set, and the colors that you have on your set in order for your LUT to be effective. So that is something that I always do, and I'm glad you said it, because yeah, your color correction and your white balance needs to be on point on your camera. If everything look reddish, I mean, there's no magic to be made there. I can't fix that. So yeah, that is the solution in order to really get a properly, balanced set with the true rich colors that you're looking for them to pop on screen. So yep, Doc, you're right.
You know what, June? Shut up. June's clouding me because, hey. Oh, dude, absolutely. I'm down. I'm actually coming to the East. Dan, I'm coming to the East in September for Leaped in the live stream, but I would definitely come right back out and speak at People of Video. I will speak about intoxicated streaming. No, never mind. Dan, just hit me up, bro. You got my DM. Slide in. I'll be more than happy to come kick it with you, especially because I believe Miss Diana is coming out, and so me and my sis will have a blast. Hey, Christine Woods. First of all, thank you for the new sub, and thank you for coming to the party. Yes, we appreciate you guys. Now, since JP is here, and I got my cinematographer buddy to back me up, I know this is a couple of coins. See, I blocked it because I don't like that word. When you guys say it's expensive, I'm going to want to punch you in the wedding vegetables. We don't use that word around here. I know this costs some coin, but this will make your scene look good.
Oh, yes.
Right? I know this is some coin. You can absolutely buy an inexpensive one like this. This is good. This is great. Right? This is borderline perfect. The one that's more perfect than this, if that's a word, is actually bigger. But I like this one because it's portable and I take it with me. This goes with my camera whenever my camera goes somewhere. So even if I'm going just outside to shoot a video outside, I'm just keeping it real. Thank you, Mr. Payne. Even if I'm going just to shoot with this outside, I bring this in my back pocket. I set the tripod up. First thing I do is I make a shot. I put this in the pic. Oh, that's the gray. This is the gray card part. Put it in the picture. Use this to check focus. This to set white balance. And then the other one is to set proper color balance. So when you come in here, you just hold this up. You record about 5 seconds of this, and then you put it back in your pocket. When you go into your editing software to start to edit, you set your color balance, and then just let it go ahead and fix itself. I actually do this. People do it backwards. I think they do it, smart people actually edit first and then color balance later. I color balance first because I can't look at that crap the whole time I'm editing. It hurts my face, but I'm a little bit picky.
It depends in what color space you recorded
True.
If you have a raw footage that is like hundreds and hundreds of gigabyte.
I shoot in hyper
You
low
can't
gamma.
do that. You cannot color correct first. You will have to do your editing on the proxy files, right? You
Yes.
edit it with your proxy files, and then you do your color correction.
Well, that's
the
why my
magnification.
machine is a beast, because I actually shoot the proxies in camera, because the ZV-1 and the A6400 stuff can shoot proxies in camera. And then once you have the color fixed to that one piece, you can just save it and then come back and add it later. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can just need one piece. But if you're changing shots to each location, you can. So yeah, I got a weird dock flow, but also have a 20 terabyte RAID that's fast as. So my machine can swing it.
Nice.
Jermaine, you about to get into some secret sauce, Jermaine. I don't use LUTs. Ooh, no, he didn't. I don't. Check this out. You ready? You ready for the secret sauce? Here we go. Let me reach up over here, grab this, and there it is. I use a filter
Yep.
because I'm a pro. I am using
A
Mr.
neutral density filter.
Nope.
Which
I'm
filter are you using? Oh, okay.
Black Mist, eighth of a stop, 82 millimeter Nisi, high end. Don't buy cheap filters, people. Cheap filters are whack. This is a $150 filter, but you'd be like, "Oh, Doc, he look cute."
Yeah, the cheap
No,
ones will
it's
add a
just-
vignette into your
Not
to
mine.
the edge of your camera. You're not gonna like that.
So yes, I use a filter just to give it a little, just to soften the picture a little bit, because my colors. But what it does is it adds highlightation around the light back there, aka a little bloom. So I'll show you if I do this. See how there's a little bloom on this light? How there's the the J.J. Abrams, coming off the side. That's what the black pro mist. Plus, it says black mist, and I'm black dude, so I'm joking. How about a chat bot attack as a moderator? If this already covered, wait. How do you combat a chat bot attack as a moderator? You can actually just know. You got to figure out what the words are that the bot's doing, and then add those words to your don't allow this crap to come through my stream situation, and then that will take it out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at the end, Christy, but Tana made me laugh asking me if that was a Rubik's Cube, talking about my color checker. You can't use it. Stop turning on the light, Doc. You can't use a Rubik's Cube, Tana. But yes, Christy, it's very important to add those words to your list of words that can't be let on your stream, and you do that through your YouTube Studio. And then once you add those in, you can normally combat them. The other thing you can do, this is probably very prevalent for our female streamers out there because you tend to get attacked with dumb crap more than we do. Go out and put on a slow chat. And it's going to be irritating at first. You're going to have to explain to your audience they can only chat every couple of seconds. But you can slow chat people. And the other thing, just put the bot in timeout as soon as they hit. That'll be my best answers. Yeah, that great card. If you look at it, it will go. And Jake, stop teasing me about my romantic filter. That's.
Hey, ladies! I have good news for you, Doc. The comment section just popped up now.
Oh, it did? That is so weird. Just like mad
it's
random.
So weird. Random, yeah.
Let's. The time is 9:35 a.m. Okay, so I'm gonna tell Ken and Glenn. So, Rob, can you put the timestamp, please, Rob? Because Rob is famous for my timestamp, so I can send it to Ken and Glenn so they can take a look at it. All right, gang.
Yeah, that's strange.
Before we let JP out of here, any questions you guys have on Brandon real quick that will help? And again, for all your branding needs, seriously, and just learning the process, learning what people are doing, definitely follow JP's channel because, yeah, he's out here doing big things. I had the link in my clip copy board, and then I pressed a bunch of dumb stuff and it went. So let me go re-grab it real quick. Boom. Here we go. Da, da, da. Hey, do you have your channel set with a short URL? Because it always pulls up the whole long one for me.
Yeah, I have a youtube.com/JP Hightek reviews.
Okay, so it works. All right, just check it. Anyway, so this JP's channel, very good stuff's in there. So go and make sure you follow the man. And then the Instagram handle has been on screen all day. So just grip that real quick, and then you can do that. And then let me just put this in the chat. JP's channel. All right, cool. You guys should definitely follow the man. He obviously knows what he's speaking of. And thank you, Mr. Rob, for doing that. And, I appreciate all of the new people that came through to kick it with us today. And then I appreciate my community is full of jokesters because now my color checker is an eyeshadow palette. Oh, Miss Carly, you don't even know about my drag queen days. I'm going to show you. I'm going to just come out here one day and be like.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes,
man,
absolutely.
I knew you were funny, but boy, today you pulled it out.
It's my crew, dude. My crew is full of jokesters. Somewhere between
I like it.
Mr. Camera Junkie and my brother, like they just mess with me constantly. Mr. KP is in the building. Thank you, brother, for showing up. And yes, gang, this was fantastic. Again, real quick recap. Know where your I can't say it. You do the three. Know where your audience is. Okay, you finish it because I can't speak right now. Recap.
First thing you want to do is you want to locate your audience. Second, you want to know where they're spending most of their time and why are they spending this time there. And from there, you can determine what you should do with your brand. Very crucial. That's what's going to, expand everything you will be doing in the future. And if you want to continue the conversation, obviously connect with me on my YouTube channel and let's talk more about this. And let me help you keep growing. And that's what we do. As a matter of fact, I have a show live tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So let's connect. Let's go live. We're talking about live events with Lenita hosting. So looking forward to that. It was a pleasure being here, folks. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys over at the Content Creators University Squad.
Yeah, and if you want to see a stream put together like with some order and some dignity, definitely watch JP streams. Mine is a hot mess, but I keep it that way because that's how I roll. I like it like this. I like it to be just more casual and just, you know, us kicking in, having conversation with the people. But yeah, if I can't do polished. Well, I can. I choose not to do overly polished. I like, you know, just hanging out with the homies. You know, good fun therapeutic sessions. I think the information is there, and obviously Ruth said very informative and a good time. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you. Saturday, I am probably going to break down again some of the stuff that's popping off with the Apple announcement yesterday. Man, there's a lot of stuff, and now having more time to dive in. I'm in the middle of these developer sessions because I do have a developer account. So I'm watching all the developer sessions coming in. And Mr. David is asking about the hat. Let me double check. I told Caleb to send me the link, but I do have it somewhere in here. Let me see. If not, just come into the community. It will be posted in the community. I will show you. But yeah, you got to definitely have the hat. The hat is the truth. It's basically free. Man. We bought these to celebrate Pride this month, so they're free. You're just gonna pay the shipping. The shipping's like $5. So yeah, it's like those late night commercials. You can get the hat for free, and then yeah. Hold on. Let me wake up Caleb again. Let me see. I'm press pinging for hat link. Also check the IG, the Ecamm Network IG. I believe Caleb did put it there too. You know, trying to type fast with two fingers. If I understand, knowing Caleb, he would have probably put it there too. I know it's coming. There's going to be a lot, but yes, I will DM you guys. I will definitely add it to the link to this video once Caleb sends me the link. He's on the phone call right now, but once I get the link, I will add the link to the description of this video. So yes, guys, happy Pride Month. Be proud of yourself, and you know, let's get your brand straight. Let's definitely get your brand straight. Let's work on it. JP, bruh, I can't thank you enough. For one, having me on your stream, that was an absolute blast. And two, people, thank you guys for always being here. Thank you guys for helping me reach that 10K. I couldn't have done none of that without these people.
Man.
These clowns down in the bottom here, my little happy-go-lucky crew, which we love so much, I couldn't have done it without them because they pushed me to keep going and keep bringing the ruckus. So that's what we finna do. All right.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Boom. June done. Got it. See, this is why I keep my little brother around, because he found it. Here it is. Here it is, gang. There is the link. And while you're over at Press and Sew, and you're doing that, right? While you're over at Press and Sew, I want you to type this in, pressnsow.com/DOCROCK. Bam, hit enter. And then get your shirt with intent and purpose, or I am a creator, or I get live, which comes from a song, I get live. And then, of course, you can get your regular Doc Rock merch. It's summertime, you probably don't need a Scully. But we go all the way back to Vlogmas 2020 shirts, collector's edition. But yes, grab yourself an intent and purpose shirt. And JP, you definitely need the red and black one, so that you can represent on your stream. Yeah. So yes, There you go, gang. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, JP. Let me play the theme song. Scroll it down to the bottom here, and then boom, theme song it is.
City of mine, how I
appreciate y'all. Family, you guys are quite amazing. I love you guys so much. See you guys on Saturday. Peace out.
How I love this city of mine.
born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people. This is a city I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every break. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love.